Hello and welcome back to Moody Park for game number 2 of the doubleheader here between the Pocono Timber Rattlers and the Trenton Generals. Just about ready to get the top of the first underway. Joe Peters is back up at the plate here for the Rattlers. After the Rattlers got their 4-2 victory over the Generals in game number 1 just about a half hour ago. Starting right on time here at 1:30. First pitch to Peters is swung on right into the glove of Landon Hallett, the now back to third baseman, with Bobby Bettler on the mound, the post-university commit. One pitch, one line drive into the glove of Hallett, and one out on the board here for the Pocono Timber Rattlers.
Peters not seeing as many pitches as he did in the first game, but he always does a good job of heading back to the dugout, letting his teammates know what he sees, and relaying that information.
Now facing off against Carson Bowman right here. First pitch to him is a called strike 1. On the 0-1, Bettler tossing that one in there, fouled off. Bobby Bettler has played in 3 games so far this summer for the Generals, has pitched 5 innings, allowed 4 hits and 4 earned runs for a 7.2 earned run average. He's also walked 11 batters and only struck out 2. On the 0-2, this one fouled off by Bowman. Still not a single ball thrown yet by Bettler through his first 5 pitches. The 0-2 offering once again, swing and a miss there from Bowman. Just the 3rd strikeout on the summer for Bettler here in his 6th inning pitched.
Some good tail on that breaking ball, too. Started in the zone, ended up leaving almost in the dirt.
A lot of movement on that ball from Bobby Bettler as he now faces off against Chase Kilareski. Very similar order here for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. Kilareski walked twice in game 1, scored a run on one of those times around his bases, and technically went 0 for 1 in the day. Starts off with a 1-0 count, first ball thrown from Bettler. This one swung on and fouled off by Kilareski out past the right field line. So the 1-1 offering coming up here from Bettler through just about 30 innings at Burlington Township High School this past spring. Had a 2.12 earned run average there. That fastball just a bit outside for a 2-1 count.
Looked like Kilareski was ready to head back into the dugout after that one, too.
Here is the 2-1 offering from Bettler. Fastball in there for a called strike 2, and now brings up a 2-2 count. Two outs on the board, no one on here for Bobby Bettler. 30 strikeouts in the 30 innings he pitched this past spring. Breaking ball gets away from him there for a full 3-2 count. It's Ayers behind the dish, Salmon on first, Tomasetto on second, Hallett on third with Sestawicki the shortstop. Canapazella in left, Bischoff in center, and in Kalingo in right field for the Generals. Very similar defense, nearly the exact same as it was towards the end of the game, of course, when Hallett wasn't on the mound. That one fouled off the bat of Kilareski. 3-2 coming up right here. A 324 hitter so far on the summer for Pocono. Takes time. Bettler trying to go 3 up, 3 down. Not going to be able to do so. Kilareski, after that breaking ball, gets away from Bettler. Will take his base and be the first base runner of the day for the Pocono Timber Rattlers.
Number 42, catcher Jordan Santiago.
So now on comes Jordan Santiago out of Wallenpaupack area high school, who also just wrapped up his freshman season at Wilmington University out there in Delaware. Santiago went 0 for 2 in game number 1 with a walk. Takes that fastball in there for a called strike 1. Bettler looking to have a similar start to the one that Josh Willits was able to have in game number 1, our overall Toyota player of the game, despite the loss for the Trenton Generals. Off goes Kilareski over to second base. Ayers with the throw over. Not going to be in time, taking Tomasetto off the bag just a little bit. So Kilareski now in scoring position here for the Timber Rattlers. And it's a 1-1 count on Jordan Santiago, the righty hitter. A .333 hitter on the summer with a .958 OPS. 1-1 is swung on to shallow one right over to Hallett. The third baseman with a throw over to first in time for out number 3. 4 up, 3 down for Bobby Bettler and the Generals defense. And really, overall defensively, keeping the same momentum going that they had from game 1. Of course, the top of the 5th inning was detrimental to the Generals in that one, but other than that, they looked really solid out there and looked really solid to start off this game. Heading into the bottom of the first, still all nothing. The Generals up at the bat for the first time today. We'll be right back with them. It's now back here into the bottom of the first. Henry Ayers is the first man up for the Trenton Generals. He's also the leadoff hitter in game number 1. Started off with a hit in game number 1 before going 1 for 3 with 1 RBI to his name. Same again right here. About a .440 hitter for them on the summer. Highest average on this Trenton team. Has a 1-0 count. Make that a 1-1 as that one goes foul. Despite the jump and a catch effort by Coach Coryell, the third base coach over there, sailing a little bit over his head. Now maybe he had the hops back in the day. And on the mound here for the Pocono Timber Rattlers, Patrick Yoder out of East Stroudsburg University. Just wrapped up his redshirt junior season over there. Pitched 12 innings and allowed a 5.25 earned run average with the 7 earned runs he allowed. 9 strikeouts and an even 9 walks to his name. 2-1 to Ayers. Going to be a called strike for a 2-2 count. Henry Ayers, a Middlebury commit. A .468 hitter at Seton Hall Prep this past spring. That was a team high along with his 29 hits. one of the best teams in New Jersey high school baseball, as this one's right up the middle, getting past Balashitis out into center field, and Henry Ayers has his second hit of the afternoon. Moving along to the number 2 hitter, and Justin Sestowicki. Again, the top of the order, which is pretty much the exact same as it was in game number 1. Very, very small changes towards the bottom of the order here for the Generals. Still one of the most dangerous top half orders you'll see in the ECCBL. It's always just been their defense that has been their problem. But in game 1, only 2 runs. This one off the bat of Sestowicki looking for the double play are the Rattlers. Out 1 and out number just 1. Sestowicki beating out the throw over there on first base. Smothers not able to stretch out and make the grab in time from Balashitis. So the fielder's choice out will keep 1 runner on first. Ayers no longer along the base path. Sestowicki taking his place on first base. Nick Tomasetto up at the plate.
Yeah, Warren with a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove there. Fielded it cleanly and just on the transition.
So the first pitch to Tomasetto. Breaking ball, finding the bottom right corner. Tomasetto letting it fly right by him. Bit unhappy with himself, it seems, after that pitch. So here's the 0-1 from Yoder. Checking on Sestowicki over there on first. Nick Tomasetto went 1 for 3 in game 1 with a double and 1 strikeout. A .370 hitter on the summer. Breaking ball, grounder right up the middle, same exact spot nearly. Balashitis making the tag, looking for the double play this time. They are once again not going to get it. But what an effort by the second baseman, Anthony Balashitis. 2 straight fielder's choices, keeping just 1 runner on first base and racking up the outs here in the bottom of the first. Now 2 on the board. And it's Nick Tomasetto over there on first. And on comes Donato in Kalingo. Heading into his junior year at Penn State Abington. 6 home runs on the summer, 2 this past Thursday. Now tied for the second most in Generals history with Joe Ravert and Tatum Levins. Off goes Tomasetto over to second base. Is he there in time? He is not. Nick Tomasetto caught stealing. And boy, what a strange bottom of the first inning right there for both sides, you could say. Yeah, 1 runner on, and then fielder's choice, and caught stealing. That's the way we wrap up the first inning. All knotted up at 0, heading into the top of the second. We'll see you there. Gorgeous day here in Moody Park, Ewing Township, New Jersey. Ben Chadwick joined alongside Luke Anderson, bringing you through game 2 of the doubleheader as Anthony Knight's trying to get us started off quickly, puts that one out into left field. Catch is made for another quick out number 1 in the top of the inning. Same exact way we started off the first.
Number 69, third baseman, Preston.
So Anthony Knight flying out into left field. Now on comes Preston Warren. Out of Kutztown University with his hometown of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Just went 4 for 34 this past spring with 1 double. An on-base percentage of just 189. Should see some more action this upcoming season. That ball getting way away from Bettler. Not even close for Ayers to even make a grab on it. As it brings up a 1-0 count on Warren. He was just a .225 hitter so far this summer. Went 0 for 2 in game number 1 with a walk. As a 1-0 offering, finding the bottom right corner. Nice fastball in there from Bettler. By Bettler in the first inning, 16 pitches, no hits allowed, just 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Another ball getting away from him there, losing control a little bit in this at bat. A couple fastballs going way outside. He's got a 2-1 count on Warren.
Looks like Warren's got some taco socks on right now.
Seems like it. And it's a Saturday, too, not even a Tuesday. So, you know, you'd hope that he's festive with it. Maybe it's just a guy who loves tacos.
Yeah, that seems like maybe an only clean pair of socks he has play right there.
Laundry day possibly for Preston Warren as he puts this one sky high. Being chased down by Ayers. Going to go up against the fence. Going to slam his mitt against the fence there as it just goes out into our Moody Park parking lot. Bringing up a 3-2 count on Preston Warren. And the taco socks didn't do him much justice in game 1, as I mentioned, just 0 for 2 with a walk. We'll see if they have a difference here in game 2. This time against Bobby Bettler. Here's the full count offering. Fastball once again way outside on Bettler. A lot of his fastballs going very clearly outside, none of them even being close to the strike zone. He had 3 of those in that bat.
First baseman, Zach Smethers.
It's not exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Coryell and this General's coaching staff this early on. Pitcher losing control like that. Obviously, it's very likely not physical wear and tear, but just something he's got to hone in on.
Well, in the report, it seemed like he was a pitcher who has the tendency to walk a couple batters at least. But after the first inning, he looked promising.
Yeah, threw 30 innings at Burlington Township this past spring and walked 28 batters. As this one's going to be grounded and foul. Zach Smethers is now up at the plate with a 1-1 count. A .217 hitter this summer. Another guy who went 0 for 2 in game 1 with 1 walk, and he scored a run and his one and only time around the base path.
Only 7 hits combined between these two teams in the first. A bit of a pitcher's duel and then overtaken by some walks and hit batters.
Yeah, that top of the 5th was definitely something. Looking for the double play right here. Sestawicki to toss over to second, toss over to first as well. And it's a nice 2-3 double play to cap off the top of the second. Sestawicki to Tomasetto, Tomasetto to Salmon. And Warren and Smethers are both out on their bases. The defensive game we saw in game number 1 has continued here in game 2, and you hope for the General's sake that top of the 5th inning does not repeat itself at some point here in game number 2. You hope these pitchers can keep on finding the strike zone and not put any balls towards the batters and their torsos. Only time will tell, though. But for now, it's a tie ball game, all at 0. Heading into the bottom of the second, we'll see you after a quick word from our sponsor.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
So we saw him before. We'll see him again. He was up at the plate when Nick Tomasetto was caught stealing over there on second base. So now coming right back with a fresh count is Donato Incalingo. And he swings and misses at the first pitch. Boy, it seems like he's been chasing the glory that he had in that game 1 against the Mammoths in the doubleheader. Because in game 2, obviously didn't have that same day. He just went 0 for 3 in that game and has had his struggles so far in this doubleheader against the Rattlers today. Regardless,
Yeah.
Incalingo is still one of the most prolific hitters on this Generals team. Has no 2 count of that called strike. Breaking ball is going to be fouled off by Incalingo against Yoder. Patrick Yoder, thrown 11 innings so far this summer, has a 2-0 record. Allowed exactly 11 hits as well. And 3 earned runs alongside 12 strikeouts for a 1.853 earned run average. This one swung on by Incalingo. Coach Coryell looking to make the grab. Wasn't able to do so. Bounces right past him. He'll chase that ball down. As the 0-2 count continues here for Donato Incalingo. His first at-bat of game number 2. Swung on sky high and foul. Boy, you see a ball pop off the bat of Incalingo and is going out towards the left side of the field. Got to take a quick pause whenever you're talking about where it might go, just to make sure after the day he had on Thursday with those 2 homers over the left field fence. Breaking ball going to be high for him right there. Finally bring up the first ball, the count 1-2. Here is the offering fastball. It's going to be just outside. Good eye by Incalingo on these last couple of pitches. It's tough to hold the bat back on an 0-2 count and a 1-2 as well.
Yoder going with the high fastball to try and end it there, taking a page out of Bacolo's.
The even
Look
2-2
right
breaking ball gets right by Donato Incalingo. And his tough day continues. His second strikeout of the afternoon across both these games in the doubleheader. And he now falls to 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts on the day. So Incalingo retired. And on comes Landon Hallett. Third baseman turned pitcher in game number 1, back to third baseman here in game number 2. After talking with a couple assistant coaches for the Generals, seems like we might be seeing him in the 6th or 7th inning once again. Takes the first one for a breaking ball, called strike on the bottom right corner. And the fastball high for a 1-1 count. Another called strike on Hallett right there. 1-2. About a 220 hitter so far on the summer after going 0 for 3 in game number 1 with a strikeout. Here's the 1-2 offering. Fastball outside from Yoder. His 20th pitch today. The even 2-2 offering. Fastball swung on. That is going to be fair. Chased down by Santiago. How about Landon Hallett? Making his way on first base. Bit of a odd chopper. It seems like it had to have bounced foul immediately down, but it doesn't seem like it did.
Number 25, left fielder, Thomas Cano Pizzell.
So now on comes Thomas Cano Pizzell. Had a triple in game number 1. Puts this one up way high. Catch looking to be made by Smethers, the first baseman. He'll do exactly that. Hallett forced to stay on first, and now 2 outs on the board.
Number 34,
Quick out number 2 right there here in the bottom of the second. And now on comes Alex Bischoff. Who now seems to have a black helmet on after wearing that Penn State helmet in game number 1. Fastball that he fouls off.
It goes back to our theory of maybe just some good sharing on that Generals team.
Must be, right? Just guys sharing their helmet with him. Because we mentioned before, we had to make sure we had our research right. Is Alex Bischoff transferring to one of the Penn State remote schools as this one breaks in?
Puts the helmet to use right there.
He definitely does. Breaks in right on Bischoff, and he'll take first on the hit by pitch. Hallett moving on over to second, putting 1 runner in scoring position here for Chris Salmon.
number 4,
Yoder taking a little page out of Barber's book right there.
Oh, don't want to go there yet. we need a few more walks and hit by pitches all in a row here to get to that level with Patrick Yoder. Chris Salmon can definitely put a ball out there. Just a 194 hitter on the summer, but with a triple and home run in the 17 games he's played in. Only saw one at-bat in Game 1, a late substitution. A starter here in Game 2. With the bottom of the order due up, fouls that one right back into the glove of Santiago for an 0-2 count. 2 runners on here in the bottom of the second. Howard on second, Bischoff on first. The lefty Salmon up at the plate. Pitching off against the righty pitcher, Patrick Yoder. That'll be Stroudsburg putting that ball in the dirt. Off goes Howard over to third base, and now it's runners on the corners here for the Generals.
Good read
Prime
from Howard
opportunity.
there.
Yeah, very heads-up play by him.
Yeah, reading the ball right in the dirt. Got a good jump.
We'll see if they can take advantage of a runner being 90 feet closer. The 1-2, off goes Bischoff. Swung on by Salmon sky high. Is Santiago going to be able to get this one? No, he will not. It'll go foul. So Bischoff was looking to get that steal play that has worked against the Generals a few times already we've seen this summer at Moody Park. They're trying to hop on the trend, hop on the train right there. We'll see if they try it again. There's the 1-2 on Salmon. 2 outs on the board, runners in the corners. Swung on once again. Looking like they really are going for the hit and run sort of aspect to possibly get Bischoff all the way around as well if Salmon's able to get one out there and in play.
Yeah, they're waiting for the pitch to be on its way, though, so I don't know if he's looking to get caught in the rundown as much as he is to just get another runner in scoring position here.
Yes, now here's the 1-2. Salmon swinging on that one again and another foul ball. The 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up right here for Chris Salmon. He struck out 13 times this summer compared to just 4 walks. What can he do with the 1-2? Here's the offering. Bischoff takes off once again. Salmon swings and misses. Not able to make any sort of contact that time, whether it was a foul or putting it in play. Instead, Yoder gets rid of him and heads off into the dugout. This game's still all tied up at nothing, despite the Generals now having 2 hits on the board. Timber Rattlers looking to match them and also try and get a runner around. When we come back in the top of the third, we want to remind you that the ECCBL is sponsored in part by Northfield Bank, proudly serving local communities since 1887 with branch locations across Mercer and Hunterdon counties. Northfield offers simply free checking with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and no per-check charges. Northfield Bank customers also enjoy free online banking, mobile app access, and a free debit card for everyday purchases. For more information, please visit northfield.com or follow Northfield Bank on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Northfield Bank. We checked out that TikTok on this stream, actually, just a few games ago, and there's a lot of good stuff on there. Northfield Bank keeping up with the trends, keeping up with the kids these days, and all the memes that they might be putting out. So good stuff over there from Northfield. We highly recommend checking it out for any and all of your financial needs. We're going to take a quick, it look like it's a 10, 15-second break right here and be right back with you. We'll be right back. So as promised, our 15-second break is up. Right back here into the top of the third. Fastball finding the bottom right corner. Right there for Bettler, starting off with a 1-1 count. Nolan Fuller up at the plate, his first at-bat today. 1-1 fastball is low. Right down the center. From our angle, of course, but not able to tell if it's high or low usually most of the time. Home plate umpire calls that one low, so it brings up a 2-1 count. Here is the offering from Bettler. Outside, but they're going to say it found that bottom right corner. a tough one for Fuller to try and judge. As Bettler now 30 pitches into his day. Even 2-2 offering. Foul tipped right back into the glove of Ayers.
Yep.
That's a
From
quick
Ayers to hold on to that one.
out number 1 here for the Pocono Timber Rattlers.
Michael Olander.
And another new hitter here, Michael Olander. Stepping up for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. First pitch, inside ball. In place of Rocco Del Giudice here in game number 2. Starts off with a 1-1 count after that called strike. A LaSalle baseball commit. Swings and misses at the 1-1. Bobby Bettler keeping his very solid day going here in the top of the 3rd. Just 34 pitches, 20 of which have been strikes. Looking to get the 8th out of the game right here. As Olander will call time. Fastball way outside, getting away from Bettler. We saw that a little bit in the top of the 2nd. You hope that doesn't become a trend for Bettler moving forward.
Yeah, it seems to be his miss, and it is not a miss that you want to have as a pitcher. That seems to be getting away from even a good pitcher or a good catcher back there in Ayers.
And he's lucky there's no one on base right now, right? As that breaking ball comes in and over the head of Olander. We're going to call it a hit by pitch, and he'll take his base. Okay, it did come over the head of him, technically.
Yeah.
But it's taking his base regardless. As we now head to the bottom of the order, Anthony Balashitis.
Anthony Balashitis.
Penn State Harrisburg commit. First pitch is low, and Ayers is going to check over on Olander on first base. His throw over is a bit high. Good job by Salmon jumping up and making that grab. Balashitis is just 1 for 16 on the summer. Went 0 for 1 last game with an RBI hit by pitch in that infamous top of the 5th inning that we had to witness from the Generals. So 1-0 count here on Balashitis. Swing and a miss there from bringing up a 1-1. Bettler now nearing 40 pitches on the day. Mentioned before, he's only played in 3 games and pitched just 5 innings before today's outing. Already the most he's pitched, I should say, this entire summer. This one grounded, gonna go right past Olander, who kind of stood up, waiting for the ball to nearly go through his legs there. It whizzes right by him, and then he finally takes second base for the standing single with Balashitis now on first, Olander on second, and a mound visit from Coach Mike Coryell. Bobby Bettler is now 40 pitches in, and his day is over. Boy, that's a tough one for Coach Coryell to have to make the decision there. Bettler, 2 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. No runs scored. I mean, of course, he's got a runner on second right now, but it's a tough time to pull him out. I mean, he allows his first hit of the game, and you just yank him immediately.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if, I mean, Coryell knows him better than I do, but after the performances from last game's relievers, you might think that he's ready to give a little bit of a longer leash.
Yeah, we know Willits had to be taken out because of just injury history and not wanting to re-aggravate when he once had a Tommy John surgery about a year and a half ago. But here for Bettler, in his place, it's going to be Connor Woodson. He's pitched about 16 innings so far this summer. Started in 3 games, has a 1-0 record. Allowed 7 hits and just a single earned run. That's a .574 earned run average for Woodson. He's going to try and keep it going, try and keep it at least under 1 for however many innings we see him out there for today. Getting his warm-ups in right now. We'll be taking a quick break and be right back with the rest of the top of the third. 1 out on the board here for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. Now back here. 2 runners on. 1 out on the board. Top of the order for the Timber Rattlers. Joe Peters grounding this one. It's a beautiful bunter. It was for a second there. Hallett, third baseman, was chasing it down, but it just rolls foul. At the last minute, would have been a bunt single. Seemed like right there for Peters, but instead he'll make his way back into the batter's box.
Yeah, too much spin there off the bat, and unfortunately rolling out after landing in a great spot.
Peters had an RBI single in the first game. Went 1 for 2 with a walk. Swung on this one, sky high in shallow center field. Bischoff chasing it down. Bischoff making the grab for out number 2. Keeping Olander and Balashitis where they are on second and first. Trying to continue their scoreless day.
Number 1, shortstop, Carson Bowman.
Right here, the Generals defense. And once again, I stand by. It has looked really, really solid for them. We didn't see a single error in game number 1. And both defenses are perfect thus far in game number 2. Now up the plate is Carson Bowman taking the first ball inside for a 1-0 count. Bowman went 0 for 3 in game 1 with a strikeout. A .250 hitter on the summer for the Rattlers. 1-0 swung on, fouled off. Carson Bowman, a LaSalle commit, ranked as the 10th best shortstop in the state of Pennsylvania. And a top 60 player in the state. Just celebrated his 19th birthday with a 1-0 count. 1-1, I should say, make it a 2-1. As another fastball is inside and low. Off the hand of Woodson. With runners on first and second, 2 outs on the board here in the top of the third. Another fastball inside and low. Bowman continually having to dodge his feet out of the way. Woodson still trying to maintain some control and get some control, really, here in his first appearance. There's the 3-1. Fastball is going to be inside and fairly low once again. A lot of similar looking balls as the bases are now loaded. 2 outs on the board. A huge at bat coming up here from Chase Kiloreski.
Center fielder, Chase Kiloreski.
Chase Kiloreski on the entire day is 0 for 1 with 3 walks. His first plate appearance today was a walk. He wouldn't mind that right here, although I'm sure he would love to swing that bat around. First pitch to Kiloreski. Swung on, out into left field. It's going to get down for at least 1 RBI, maybe 2 RBIs on the single. It absolutely will be. Olander and Balashitis coming home A 2-0 ball game in favor of the Pocono Timber Rattlers after the RBR, or once again, 2 RBI single off the bat of Chase Kilareski, his first hit of the day. And what a one to get.
Number 42, catcher Jordan
So
Santiago.
on comes Jordan Santiago. Another guy who is looking for his first hit today. Would love a similar result of what Kilareski just had. First pitch puts way up there. Ayers going to chase it down for a second, but realizing it's going foul, will head back behind the plate. Still 2 outs on the board. 2 runners on here. Bowman on second, Kilareski on first. Santiago taking that fastball in there for a called strike, too. Was just a 183 hitter at Wilmington, Delaware in his freshman season. Only saw 8 games on the entire spring, though, so a very small sample size for him. Has no 2 count right here. Pitching from Woodson is going to come in and hit Santiago. Boy, you get the 0-2 count and you give it all away. Fastball coming in hot and loading up the bases once again for the Pocono Timber Rattlers.
It's been like dodgeball here today.
It unfortunately has. And the Timber Rattlers have
Anthony Knight.
gotten very used to taking these hit-by pitches. You could say it's the reason they won game number 1 was that top of the 5th where they scored 3 runs thanks to purely walks and hit-by pitches.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say after that performance.
So on comes Anthony Knight. Went 1 for 3 in game 1, is 0 for 1 in this one, looking for his first hit of the game. Takes that ball outside now for a 2-0 count. Here is the 2-0 offering from Woodson, fouled off. Right back towards us here. Anthony Knight was named the 2025 Pocono Record Baseball Hitter of the Year. A 409 hitter with an over 1,000 OPS. Had 28 RBIs with 8 doubles and 1 home run this past spring, his senior season of high school. Over there at Stroudsburg High School. He's got a 3-1 count. Bases loaded, 2 outs still on the board like they have been for quite some time now. 3-1 outside, going to walk in a run. Another one for the Timber Rattlers, looking eerily similar to the top of the 5th in game number 1 now for the Trenton Generals.
Number 69, third baseman Preston Warren.
So on comes Preston Warren. He walked in his first plate appearance here in game number 2. Again, wouldn't mind that right here, just like Knight was able to do. First pitch coming right at his knees for a 1-0 count. And it seems like these pitchers are struggling with control, just cannot find the strike zone. You wonder how early they're going to have to put in Landon Hallett from third base back right back onto the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, just someone that can find the strike zone. Hallett wasn't throwing too much, wasn't striking out a ton of batters, but just putting the ball in play and letting this good Generals defense make plays.
They do right there. Preston Warren with a fly out into left field. Thomas Cano-Pizzell making the grab finally, but not before 3 runs score
2 hits. There were no errors. And
for the Pocono Timber Rattlers.
The Rattlers 3, the Generals nothing.
A 2 RBI single from Chase Kilareski and an RBI walk from Anthony Knight Makes this a 3-0 ball game heading into the bottom of the third. Not a lot of deep shot hits thus far in this game, but I'll tell you what, we saw some this past Thursday, and we saw some from one man alone. It is time for our Toyota Drive of the Week. Donato Incalingo single-handedly won the Generals game number 1 against the top team in the South, the Mercer Mammoths. They had a monstrous victory over the Mammoths, and like I said, a lot of that can be credited to Donato Incalingo. Check it out. 2-2, pieced out, past left field. Nate Jones not even going to chase it. Talk about the power. Donato Incalingo tacking on number 5 here in the ECCBL regular season. My, oh my, that is a difference maker rounding the bases right there. 2-0, the Generals lead. Two outs on the board, no one on here for Incalingo. Oh, one swung on out into left field. Chased down by Jones. Is he going to get this one? No, instead it is gone once again. Donato Incalingo. The first 2 home run day of the ECCBL season from anyone. My goodness, out of Penn State Abington. He has been unbelievable. Had 6 home runs this past spring, now has 6 on the summer, making short work of Graham Ross and this entire Mammoths team. Donato Incalingo, his own 2-out rally, all by himself, makes this a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Trenton Generals. Here in the bottom of the third, C.J. Wisniewski trying to start things off for the Trenton Generals. Bottom of the order here for Trenton. He's got a 1-2 count after a couple straight foul balls. Patrick Yoder now up over 35 pitches on his day. Fastball sounds like a broken bat as that shallow hit right over to Zach Smothers. Going to toss it right back to Yoder. Did they get him in time? They did. Yoder got his foot on first. A lot of action happening over there. That was a close call. Wisniewski trying to beat off the throw, not able to do so. And out number 1 is on the board here in the bottom of the third.
Number 22, catcher Henry Ayers.
Up here is Henry Ayers putting this one to shallow right center. That is going to get down for Ayers, his second hit today. Henry Ayers, the leadoff hitter, showcasing why right there. Second hit of the game, third on the day.
Number 29, shortstop Justin Sestawicki.
And now on comes Justin Sestawicki. Sestawicki went 0 for 3 in game number 1. Make that 0 for 4 on the day. Looking for his first hit, looking for the first time getting on base here in today's doubleheader. One on Sestawicki, the liner right into the glove of Bowman. He makes the throw over to first, and look at that double play. Ayers not going to get back in time after that line drive that looked to be a hit out into left field. Instead, Bowman makes the play and makes the double play. Outs number 2 and 3 on the board. It was a good start for the inning. The Generals offensively not able to continue it on. A quick 3 outs heading into the top of the 4th. The Rattlers looking to extend their 3-run lead when we come back. Welcome back here into the top of the fourth. Zach Smethers trying to start things off. That ground ball right along the left field line. He's going to be rounding first on his way over to second. The shin pad falling off of him as he rounds first. And a standing double to start things off here in the top of the fourth. So Zach Smethers, his first extra base hit today.
33, left fielder, Nolan Fuller.
And it moves right on over to Nolan Fuller. Bloomsburg commit, taking a fastball inside. That was Smethers' third double in just 25 at-bats so far on the summer. Here's the 1-0 on Fuller. Fastball in there for a called strike one. Fuller wrapped up his high school career at Easton Area High School. That fastball's going to be inside now for a 2-1 count on him. This is just his fourth game on the summer with the Pocono Timber Rattlers. It's just 1 for 7. This is his ninth at-bat as he fouls that one off for a 2-2 count. Here's the even 2-2 pitch to Fuller. It goes outside, bringing up a 3-2. Olander and Balashitis are on deck. This is the bottom of the order here for the Rattlers. That foul tip goes right back into the glove of Ayers on the swing. And Woodson will take care of his first out right here.
Yeah, Woodson doing a good job not losing the batter right there. Drew 2 straight balls to get to a full count. Able to battle back and strike him out right there.
And Woodson trying to bounce back from the top of the third that he had 3 runs scoring. 2 of them earned to Bettler, 1 earned to Woodson. They allowed 2 hits and 2 walks. And had just 2 outs to show for it. Quick 0-1 count on Olander. That ball goes way high. The throw over from Ayers is going to go out into left field. Home comes Smethers and make this a 4-0 ball game. Ayers and Hallett not on the same page right there. So now no one on, but a 4-0 ball game in favor of the Pocono Timber Rattlers. And Michael Olander's at-bat continues. 1-1, swing and a miss, make that a 1-2. Hat falling off of Woodson on that pitch there. Michael Olander was a .415 hitter at Blair in his senior season this past spring. 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 5 home runs. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball just outside for a 2-2 count. This one swung on by Olander out into right center. Bischoff really chasing it down back there. Will either of them get to it? They won't. Incalingo laid out for it. Both of them falling over. Rounding second is Olander heading over to third base. The throw over to third. Will it be in time? It's close. And he's out. Sestawicki making the throw over to third base after Incalingo fired it in there. And what a defensive play by the Trenton Generals, putting out number 2 on the board after what should have been, at the worst, a standing double right there for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. Now with 2 outs on the board, Anthony Balashitis back up at the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the entire day with a walk. 1 for 1 in this game alone. With the single he had in his first at-bat. As a 1-1 count here. Fastball going to be just outside from Woodson. He was looking much improved here in his second inning of work, despite putting that ball all the way out there. This one's fouled off. His field saved him, but Luke, I mean, that's what we've been saying all day long. Just throw pitches where, at the worst, you give a play out to your fielders who have proven themselves time and time again so far today.
Yeah, just throw strikes. This Generals defense has proven that they're up for it.
Generals defense not going to be able to do anything on that one, though. Into shallow left center. Bischoff is going to make the grab after it bounces once, and Balashitis will find himself on first base.
Number 2, right fielder, Joey Peters.
So now back to the top of the order here with the Rattlers. Joe Peters is 0 for 2 today out of Misericordia. Looking to get on base for the first time here in game number 2. Gets the bunt attempt. Ayers chasing it down, making the throw over to first, and it's in time. Unsuccessful, good defensive play by Henry Ayers, the catcher. Now heading into the bottom of the 4th, but not before another run scores for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. Tomasetto, Inkalingo, and Hallett are due up for the Generals when we return in the bottom of the 4th. After a quick word from our sponsor.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointment. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
So new arm out there for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. Evan Schmeltz now taking over for Patrick Yoder. First pitch to Tomasetto's fouled off. Yoder threw 3 innings and allowed 3 hits. Not a single run, not a single walk, and 2 strikeouts to his name. Not too bad for less than 40 pitches as well through those 3 innings. And now on comes Schmeltz. Pitched about 17 innings so far this summer. Starts off with a 1-1 count on Tomasetto. In those 17 innings, he's allowed 10 hits and 12 earned runs, along with 23 walks and 16 strikeouts. So a fairly volatile pitcher out there for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. A 5.04 earned run average. Swing and a miss there from Tomasetto for the 1-2. And Schmeltz in his sophomore year at Lock Haven University pitched just 5 innings and allowed 6 hits and 5 earned runs. He's only pitched a total of 10 2/3 across his freshman and sophomore seasons. 1-2 on Tomasetto is low for a 2-2 count. Tomasetto got on in his prior at-bat due to a fielder's choice and then was caught stealing over there on second base, which retired us here in the, or then in the bottom of the first. Now back with you in the bottom of the fourth. It's a 2-2 count on Tomasetto. The leadoff hitter here. Fairly hot and humid day in Moody Park as that breaking ball goes outside, brings up a full count pitch on Tomasetto. Partly cloudy skies and a very slight breeze. There's a 3-2 offering coming up here from Schmeltz. His 6th pitch of the afternoon. Way inside, and Tomasetto will take his base.
Not how you want to start your outing if you're Schmeltz.
Definitely not. Had the 1-2 count on him and then ends up walking Nick Tomasetto. His first walk of the day. And now on comes Donato Incalingo. We showcased it before. 6 home runs on the summer. Had 2 on Thursday. Now tied with Joe Rabbert from 2013 with the Generals and Tatum Levens from 2018. Levens, as we mentioned as well, was an 8th-round draft pick by the Miami Marlins. And is now playing Double-A baseball, in which he's doing a fairly solid job. An over 250 hitter down there. It's a 1-0 count for Incalingo after the first pitch goes right at his head. 1-0 offering is once again high and inside. Donato Incalingo, a 280 hitter on the summer with, of course, the 6 home runs that we just mentioned. That is obviously a team high. 17 RBIs as well. His sophomore season at Penn State Abington, he also had 6 home runs, as well as being a 330 hitter out there. So here's the 2-0 coming up here on Incalingo. The offering from Schmeltz, foul ball right back towards us. Messing with our camera just a bit there. So Tomasetto on first, 2-1 pitch for Incalingo. In there for a called strike too, and he knew it immediately. Once they crossed home plate. Knew he should have swung at that one. He'll have a chance of redemption right here. If it's a pitch he likes, of course. 2-2 count. Way outside. That's going to bring up a full count pitch for Donato Incalingo, who went 1 for 2 with a walk in game number 1. Struck out in his other at-bat. He struck out in his first at-bat here in game number 2. Here's the full count offering. Swung on, and it is going to be foul. Boy, you always got to watch those. Bouncing along the gravel there. Nolan Fuller has his work cut out for him out there in left field. Everyone knows exactly what Incalingo is capable of. Three-two pitch once again. Swing and a miss there from Donato Incalingo. His 3rd strikeout of the afternoon and his 2nd here in just 2 at-bats in game number 2. Donato Incalingo not exactly able to keep the momentum going he had on Thursday in the doubleheader here today against the Timber Rattlers. First out goes on the board, and Landon Hallett takes the plate once again. Hallett looking for his 2nd straight hit. Instead, it might be a double play for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. They got 1 out, not able to get the 2nd. Smethers was taken off the base, somehow made the grab, but not able to make the tag on Landon Hallett. So the fielder's choice out will put 2 on the board Still a runner on first now in the form of Landon Hallett.
Number 25,
We'll bring on Thomas
fielder,
Cano Pizzell.
Thomas Cano Pizzell.
Headed into his sophomore season at Shippensburg University, a .273 hitter this past spring with 3 doubles and 2 home runs. A dual major as well over there, in accounting and finance. First pitch is going to be in there for a called strike 1. Cano Pizzell so far this summer, a .323 hitter with a .434 on-base percentage and an .870 OPS. Cylinder Donato Incalingo is one of the ECCBL All-Stars here on this General's order. Won 1 for 3 in game 1 with that triple. Still looking to get on base for the first time here in game number 2. 1-1 is in there for a called strike 2. Nice fastball from Schmeltz, who's now nearing 20 pitches in his first inning of work. This one swung on by Cano Pizzell and fouled off. Alex Bischoff on deck. You're right in the heart of the order for the Generals. Howard on first, 2 outs on the board. Cano Pizzell on the 1-2, make it a 2-2 as that one's low and away. Mentioned before, Schmeltz a 5.04 earned run average on the summer. Off goes Hallett as Cano Pizzell smacks this one sky high, an infield fly. Smethers is calling it out, and Smethers is making the grab for out number 3 here in the bottom of the 4th. Generals still not able to tack on a single run yet here.
There were no errors and 1 left after 4.
Already over the halfway point. They trail 4-0. Heading into the top of the 5th once again, they are going to pray that it is nothing like the top of the 5th in game number 1, in which they gave up 3 runs thanks to walks and hit by pitches alone. The Rattlers lead 4-0 when we come back in the top of the 5th. Welcome back in. Carson Bowman starting us off very quickly here. The grounder right over to Sestawicki, the shortstop, who makes a throw over to first for a quick out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. Once again, Ben Chadwick joined alongside Luke Anderson, bringing it through this one as the Rattlers currently lead 4-0 over the halfway point of game number 2. They already took a 4-2 win in game number 1 after trailing 2-0 heading into the top of the 4th. A bit of a different story here, but they're still going to try and come out with the same result. So now up the plate, Chase Kilareski. He's had a very solid day so far, as he now has a 1-1 count after that called strike. Kielereski is 1 for 1, had that 2 RBI single as well as a walk here in game number 2. Had 2 walks in game number 1 as well. So 3 walks on the day, 1 hit, 2 RBIs, and only 1 time where he wasn't able to get on base.
Walks always sound good and all, but you want to think that it was the batter that had a good at bat, but
A day like today doesn't seem like it.
these walks were handed out to most of these batters.
1-2 count on Kielereski, swung on and fouled off. Ayers couldn't get his glove on it, so the at-bat continues. Chase Kielereski, a .324 hitter on the summer with a .438 on-base percentage. That took a jump up after game number 1. Definitely taking a jump up after this one, too, putting it out into left center. It's going to get down for at least a double for Chase Kielereski. Cano Pizzell and Bischoff both chasing it down, and Cano Pizzell will make the throw in, holding Kielereski there at second base after the standing double. He's now got 2 hits to his name. A 2-for-2 day with a walk and 2 RBIs, along with now a double for Chase Kielereski here in game number 2. Didn't see a ton of offense in game 1, but Chase Kielereski is making sure we see some in game number 2 right now. And moving on, Jordan Santiago. Boy, that was a hard-struck ball that, if he was able to put it a few more feet to the right, would have certainly brought home Kielereski. But instead, just off the third base line. And the at-bat continues, 0-1 count. A 1 offering, swung on once again, and that one's going to be fair. Gets his redemption, puts it a couple more feet to the right. Kielereski taking off to home. I don't know why he stopped after rounding third, but he did. Regardless, he comes home, and it's a RBI double for Jordan Santiago. A couple of back-to-back doubles for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. After the first out was had here in the top of the 5th, they are bouncing back in a big way. A 5-0 lead they hold over the Trenton Generals.
Number 61, the DH.
Most runs we've seen scored by one team here today. So now on comes Anthony Knight. His second at-bat of the afternoon. Breaking ball, going to find the bottom left corner. He knew it, too, once he came across the plate. Brings up an 0-1 count on him. Went 1 for 3 in game 1 with an RBI single. A .267 hitter on the summer puts this one out into center field. Bischoff should have an easy grab. But is it close enough to get Santiago out at third? Doesn't seem like it's going to be a close call. The throw is just a bit off the base. That is why Santiago is now safe over there on third. 2 outs on the board, 1 runner on third base. And Preston Warren takes the plate.
Number 69, third baseman, Preston Warren.
Warren out of Kutztown. A 150 career hitter in his 40 at-bats over there in his first 2 seasons at Kutztown. First pitch, ooh, boy, it looked like it was going outside. It's called a strike 1. Seemed to be a bit outside from up here in the press box. The 0-1 pitch is going to be fouled off. Now all of a sudden it's an 0-2 count rather on Preston Warren. Boy, I wasn't too happy about that first pitch call, and now he fouls off the second, and all of a sudden he's way behind in the count. Here's the 0-2 offering coming up from Woodson. With Santiago on third. Fastball grounder right over to Sestawicki. Ooh, fields it not exactly cleanly, but makes the throw over, and it's a good pick by Salmon at first. Stretching out, making the pick out of the dirt for out number 3. Not before another run scores. That is 3 straight innings with at least 1 run scored by the Pocono Timber Rattlers. And they lead 5-0 heading in to the bottom of the 5th. And we're going to see you there once again after a quick word from our sponsor. Over to you, Dr. Phil.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital X-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
Changes for the Rattlers.
Bottom of the fifth action coming your way right here. Ben Chowdick joined alongside Luke Anderson. Got some defensive changes out there for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. Should be interesting to see how that affects their lineup.
Leading off for the Generals.
Ethan Kaufman is now out in the field. Preston Warren has been taken out. Now on comes Alex Bischoff. Again, his second helmet today. And as far as we can assume, once again, not his because of having to bring in his helmet to Mercer County and get it replaced with a new and improved one, or whatever they got going on. Starts off with a 1-0 count against Schmeltz. Make that a 1-1 as he fouls that one off. Hard hit off past the right field line. So a 1-1 count coming up here for Bischoff. Breaking ball in the dirt. And gets away from Jordan Santiago behind the plate for now a 2-1 count. Generals desperately need some offense going soon. 9 outs to work with, 5 runs to make up. Boy, they just have been stalemated all day today.
It's easy to blame the pitching for their performances, but just not being able to put up any runs offensively. Like at some point, the hitters have to take some of the blame there, start doing their job as well.
It seems like it's been solid pitching from Pocono today, right? But nothing fantastic. I mean, nothing that you can compare to Josh Willits or even Landon Hallett in the way he closed off Game 1 for the Generals. So, yeah, I think a lot of responsibility has to fall on this order right now. But Bischoff is getting on with the 5-pitch walk right there, and it brings on Chris Salmon to continue on the order. Salmon is 0 for 2 today, 0 for 1 in Game 1, 0 for 1 in this one. Putting this one out way deep into center field. Killareski is going to make the grab for out number 1. The Timber Rattlers now at 10-9
Number 21,
on the summer.
CJ Wisniewski.
Would have had a chance to jump up to second place in the North if it weren't for the Quakertown Blazers right above them, who have a chance to tack on some wins. If they tack on just 1 win against the Mercer Mammoths in our second doubleheader today, they will stay put at second place. But 2 losses could pole vault the Timber Rattlers into second place, excuse me, in the North. So now up at the plate here is C.J. Wisniewski. Headed off to his Richard Jr. season at NJIT. Has a 1-2 count, but that's swing and a miss. One-two breaking ball put up into shallow right field. Peters going to have to chase it down. Delayed reaction from Peters. Still makes the grab for out number 2. And boy, we've seen how those delayed reactions can sometimes be detrimental to the outfielders. Not that time for Peters. Just took him a little bit longer to get in there.
Yeah, a lot better for him to come in than pause and then have to go back and find a ball over his head.
So now back to the top of the order, Henry Ayers. Been lights out today, 2 for 2. Pickoff attempt on Bischoff, unsuccessful. Schmelz just doing his best to try and not throw any pitches to Ayers right now and try and get that third out by other means. Looks like he's going to have to throw his first right here. Breaking ball goes outside. Bischoff taking off to second base. Tag, oh boy, it was close, but the ball was also dropped by Carson Bowman. So regardless, Bischoff will be safe over there on second base. Be one heck of a 2-out rally right here for the Generals if Ayers is able to get something going. If there's anyone to get something going, it is certainly him. 1-0 swung on. It's going to go right into the glove of Carson Bowman. Leaps up, makes the grab, got some dirt spraying off of his mitt as the ball enters. And just like that, another 3 outs in the bottom half of the inning. The Trenton Generals' offensive struggles continue here today. 3 hits and 5 walks. It's been tough for Trenton so far here in their home doubleheader. They still got 2 more innings to work with. Defensively, they got to stalemate and hold the Rattlers to just these 5 runs. And offensively, something has to change. 6 more outs they got to work with when we return in the top of the 6th. And before we come back, we want to remind you that the ECCBL is sponsored in part by Northfield Bank, proudly serving local communities since 1887, with branch locations across Mercer and Hunterdon counties. Northfield offers simply free checking with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and no per-check charges. Northfield Bank customers also enjoy free online banking, mobile app access, and a free debit card for everyday purchases. For more information, please visit northfield.com or follow Northfield Bank on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Northfield Bank. We'll see you in the top of the 6th. Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. Timmy Martinez is the man now on the mound for the Trenton Generals. We saw him exactly a month ago here at Moody Park on the mound. You know what? You got 2 outs in just 4 pitches against the South Jersey Kings. So, say what you will, but came in and did his job in that one. Not sure how long he's going to be able to go. And this one against the Pocono Timber Rattlers, but it's something interesting to talk about, that's for sure. He has a 2-0 count on Smethers here. He just kind of lofts that ball right past his head and brings up a 3-0 count.
It doesn't seem like Martinez is really trying to throw hard right now. And
Seems like he's just trying to find the strike zone at the moment.
it doesn't look like he's doing a good job at that either.
He's not doing a good job of it. You hope that he's trying to do it. That's a 3-0 pitch. That's going to drop in there for a called strike one. Ball coming in hot at, boy, I'd say 50, 50 miles an hour maybe. Not sure if our radar would even pick it up. Here's the 3-1. Oh, it's going to come way inside. Martinez seemed like he felt pretty good about that one. Looked pretty far inside from our angle up here as the first runner is on in the top of the sixth thanks to a walk. Zach Smethers takes his base. And we move right along
Number 15, left fielder,
to Ethan Kaufman. First pitch to Kaufman is going to drop right in there for a call strike one. I feel like I got to find a different verb than drop in there, but I feel like it's the only one that describes how these pitches find the strike zone right now.
Right. Martinez has a good pitcher's build, to be honest.
It really does, as Kaufman's going to line this one out into left field. So going to bring Smethers around second over to third. Give me a close play on third. Hallett, can he make the tag? He can! Landon Hallett making the tag that time. Putting out number one on the board. And Kaufman finds himself on second base after the double. Boy, Luke, we have seen plenty of plays, both on Thursday and here today, over there on third base. A lot of questionable calls where it's been called safe. That time called out. And I'm curious to hear what you thought you saw over there on third base.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was in the right spot. Just a quick tag by Hallett. Finally a play at third base that goes the General's way.
Like you said, the call goes the General's way. We'll move on through the order. Michael Olander now up the righty hitter facing off against the righty pitcher Martinez. 1-0 swung on out into right field. Popped up sky high. Incalingo chasing it down. Still chasing it down. Diving over. Can't make the grab. Kaufman rounding second. Rounding third. Coming home is Ethan Kaufman. The throw goes way over his head. And Olander will take third base. An RBI double for Michael Olander. And advancing to third on the throw. My goodness. Boy, you put a guy on the mound who's thrown 4 pitches the entire summer and clearly doesn't seem to be an actual pitcher. This is the result you're going to get, right? I mean, 6-0 ball game. I don't think you could say you're too surprised at the outcome of this game at this moment. Now on comes Anthony Balashitis. He's 2 for 2 today. Swings and misses at the first pitch. First swing and a miss we've seen from Timmy Martinez.
Yeah, Balashitis a little ahead of that one.
2 singles in his 2 at-bats today. Balashitis putting this one out into right center, being chased down by Bischoff. Bischoff will make the grab. Home comes Michael Olander, and he will be home in quite a bit of time, as it's now a 7-0 ball game. Pocono Timber Rattlers just racking it up here in the top of the 6th, as they did in the top of the 3rd, and as they sort of had in the 4th and 5th as well. Now 4 straight innings with at least 1 run for the Timber Rattlers. And if Tim Martinez, no shade to his pitching skills, but doesn't seem like he is a pitcher, so I don't think he should take any offense. If he's going to stay on the mound, I think the rest of the game is going to keep looking like this. Only outs you're going to get are going to be flyouts where the hitters don't exactly get behind the ball the way they want it to. But other than that, yeah, we're going to get the line drives. We're going to get the ground balls along the left or right field lines. That ball goes away for now a 2-0 count on Joe Peters.
Yeah, I think Coryell's kind of just hoping that Martinez can stay in the strike zone. Figure that out, at least let the hitters hit the ball instead of walking him around the bases.
And to me, it sort of seems like putting Tim Martinez on the mound is your version of raising the white flag.
Yeah.
Right? It sounds like there's no more pitchers left. And we did get confirmation for Josh Willits. The reason why he didn't pitch as much as we thought he really could have was because of some prior injury history with a Tommy John surgery he had while at Richmond just a year and a half ago. So that's why he had to come out of the game early. He honestly could have pitched 5, 6, maybe even 7 innings in game 1, which would have put them in a great position to have an actual pitcher out there. Since they don't, though, it really is like raising the white flag. 7-0 ball game. I mean, I think Coach Coryell and this Generals team might just be trying to get through this one at this point.
I would not want to be there for the post-game talk with Coryell after today's performance.
It's going to be one that I'm sure a lot of guys aren't going to want to hear. I'm sure a lot of the pitchers from game 1 got out of here as well and aren't going to be sticking around for that. 1-0 count on Bowman. That one gets away from Martinez. Kind of saw it changed up his pitching form and motion right there. Again, not a pitcher himself. So, again, there's no blame going on Martinez right here. It's just an all-around Generals kind of accumulation of what today has been for them, which has been a rough one. 2-0. Trying to drop it in there, not able to do so. Bring up a 3-0 count. Peters on second after his first walk today. It's Bowman up at the plate and no longer, as he will walk himself onto first. Going to get a mound visit from Coach Coryell. Don't know what he's going to tell him. What can you tell a non-pitcher who's out there pitching?
Figure it out, I guess.
Oh, boy. I mean, you can't really slow down the pitches. It's just a matter of do your best to try and throw it over the strike zone. Instead, we're going to get a pitching change. Tim Martinez is coming out of this one. New pitcher out there for the Trenton Generals. It's going to be Aiden Barber taking the mound once again. We know what happened when we saw him in the top of the 5th of game number 1. That was sort of the infamous inning we were talked about before where he went out there and walk, hit by pitch, 3 runs, all of them scoring, none of them by a single hit. And now he is back out there here in the top of the 6th. He's got a good situation. Just 1 runner on second and 2 outs to his name. Trying to finish what Tim Martinez started, if you want to put it that way.
I mean,
So it should be interesting. Aiden Barber, ladies and gentlemen, back on the mound.
would love to think that the only way from here is up, but I don't know if.
That is the hope for the Trenton Generals, if they have any hope of even coming back in this game. That is super far-fetched at this point, but crazy things have happened. We'll be back in the bottom of the 6th, top of the 6th, rather, after this. So now on the mound, Aiden Barber once again. We know his day went prior, just a few hours ago on game number 1. We'll see if he can get a little revenge and bounce back here in game number 2. Top of the 6th, going up against Chase Kilareski. Starts him off with 2 balls. Kilareski is 2 for 2 today, with 2 RBIs and 1 walk here in game number 2. Puts this one out to shallow left center. Chased down by Bischoff, and Bischoff will come in and make the grab. Out number 3 is finally had here in the top of the 6th after 2 more runs scored for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. They lead 7-0 over the Trenton Generals here on the Generals' home turf, Moody Park. We're going to be right back with you in the bottom of the sixth, but not before once again checking out our Toyota Drive of the Week. We haven't seen too many of them from the Generals, at least today. As you see the last man running off the field, that was the right fielder, Donato Incalingo, making his way towards the dugout. We're going to see him very soon, I'm sure, here in the bottom of the sixth. Let's check out what he did last Thursday. Mammoths. 2-2, pieced out, past left field. Nate Jones not even going to chase it. Talk about the power. Donato Incalingo tacking on number 5 here in the ECCBL regular season. My, oh my, that is a difference maker routing the bases right there. 2-0, the Generals lead. Two outs on the board, no one on here for Incalingo. Oh, one swung on out into left field. Chased down by Jones. Is he going to get this one? No, instead it is gone once again. Donato Incalingo. The first 2 home run day of the ECCBL season from anyone. My goodness, out of Penn State Abington. He has been unbelievable. Had 6 home runs this past spring, now has 6 on the summer, making short work of Graham Ross and this entire Mammoths team. Donato Incalingo, his own 2-out rally, all by himself, makes this a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Trenton Generals. Back with you here in the bottom of the sixth. A 7-0 lead for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. Justin Sestawicki up at the plate, facing off against Michael Pashodi. New pitcher out there out of Penn State Harrisburg. Just wrapped up his freshman season with the Nittany Lions. Pitches 3 innings, allowed 2 hits, and not a single earned run. Struck out 4 batters as well in those 3 innings. And so far this summer, after getting a first called strike 1 on Sestawicki, he's thrown 12 innings, has a 1-0 record, allowed 12 hits, and 6 earned runs for a 3.405 earned run average. So pretty interesting that we're seeing him this late. I feel like this is a fairly talented pitcher who maybe he can't go too long. Maybe he is a closer-type pitcher. He only played 3 games for Penn State Harrisburg in his freshman season, and each time was just for 1 inning. As Sestawicki grounds this one over to Balashitis, the second baseman. The throw is over, and the out is made after he lofts it into the glove of Smethers for out number 1 here in the bottom of the sixth.
Number 36, second baseman, Nick Tomasetto.
That brings on Nick Tomasetto. Oh for 1 with a walk here in this one. Overall is 1 for 4 on the day with a double and 1 strikeout. First pitch from Pashodi. Little Big Ten action right here, you could say. Is a weak grounder over to Olander. Makes the throw over to first and is not in time. Tomasetto is safe. Getting himself his second hit of the day.
Fielder, Donato, Incolingo.
So now on comes Donato Incolingo. You just watched his Toyota drives of the week during the break between the top and bottom here in the 6th inning. Boy, they'd love to see something like that from him right here. 0 for 2 here in this game. Fouls off the first right over our heads. Some Penn State on Penn State action here. Harrisburg versus Abington. Harrisburg on the mound, Abington up at the plate. Swing and a miss there from Incolingo on the second pitch. Brings up an 0-2 count. Boy, and this is a situation, Luke, where you wonder if you just shouted out, "We are," if both of these guys would turn their heads and respond back with the famous Penn State. So an 0-2 pitch coming up here for Incolingo. Fastball way outside. Good eye on him. Not swinging around at that one. Brings up a 1-2 count. Still have Thomas Head over there on first and still have one out on the board. Michael Pachodi, this is his 8th game of the summer. Most pitches he's thrown in a game was very early on, when he threw 3 innings against the Express. This one from Incolingo's into shallow right field. It's going to get down. Peter's not going to be able to get to it. Tomasetto rounding second, hesitating for a second, now making his way over to third. And it's runners on the corners here for the Trenton Generals. Dare I say, the best situation they have ever been in this entire game. Runners on the corners with 1 out is the best offensive positioning they could have.
Number 14.
Or they have had, is what I should say.
Hallett.
And on comes Landon Hallett. This might be just the guy to bring a guy home. He's 1 for 2 in this game.
Great base running from Tomasetto right there, too. Read that ball. Knew that Peters wasn't going to be able to get to it in time, and he was ready for third right away.
Hallett grounds this one right up towards Bowman. They're looking for the double play, and they get it. Incolingo out at second. Hallett out at first. Tomasetto comes home, but it does not matter. The Generals are still scoreless here in game number 2. They have 3 outs to work with, and as of right now, 7 runs to make up. We'll see if the Pocono Timber Rattlers have something to say about that, and they're going to really drive up the score when we come back in the top of the 6th. We'll see you there after a quick word from our sponsor.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
Back here in the top of the 7th, Jordan Santiago getting things going quickly with a grounder right over to third baseman Hallett. Throws it over to first base. Chris Salmon making the grab right after Hallett gets the mic taken off of him from our friend Evan down there working the camera work. Hallett makes the play for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. And so on comes Anthony Knight. Takes the first pitch out there for a called strike one. Little update from around the ECCBL. Obviously, the Timber Rattlers won Game 1 against the Trenton Generals 4-2. The South Jersey Kings fell in Game 1 against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners 1-0. As that one's going to be a called strike 2 on Knight. And in Game 2 of that series between the Kings and the Miners are currently up 12-3, nearing the start of the 5th inning. And over in the Trenton Capitals and Electric City Express, this one's going right over to Howlett again. What a play by Landon Howlett, the third baseman, making some fantastic defensive plays over there on third base. Looking at the Trenton Capitals and the Electric City Express, the Express won Game 1 7-3. And thus far in Game 2, they lead 2-0 in the top of the second. So, in other words, it has been a brutal day for the South Division here in the ECCBL and a fantastic day for the North. That's really the only way you could put it. We'll see if the Mammoths can flip the script against the Quakertown Blazers after this doubleheader. If not, there is a real chance that the South Division goes 0-8 against the North here on our doubleheader Saturday. This one's going to line right over the head of Tomasetto. Off the bat of Preston Warren. His first hit of the game is out into right center, continuing the inning.
Single celebration there from Warren.
Yeah, Warren celebrating the single. It's his first hit today. So in his 6th at-bat, finally getting your first hit, it's understandable. Also, in a game like this, I don't think these guys are too worried about saving their dignity or anything like that.
I don't believe so.
Just they're purely having fun out there. If you thought summer ball was having fun in regular games where it's maybe close towards the end, these guys are definitely just out there having fun now.
There we go.
Preston Warren is going to take off after the ball travels way out into right field. Ayers with the throw.
Warren had any speed at all. I think he gets the third standing up.
Well, we don't want to say any speed at all, but I guess if he was a bit quicker, Warren, might have found his way out to third base. Once again, there's 2 outs on the board. Zach Smethers now up at the plate. He's 1 for 2 today. Well, I should say in this game. Well, the 1-out count. Swung on, shallow grounder, going to go right up the middle. Scooped up by Sestawicki to throw over. What a play by the shortstop, Justin Sestawicki, putting away the top of the 7th, keeping this to a 7-0 ball game. And boy, the Generals have a lot of ground to make up here in the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs to work with, 7 runs to make up. Should be very fun to see if they are able to do it. Thomas Cano, Pizzella, Alex Bischoff, and Chris Salmon are on deck for Trenton when we return in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see you there.
Fielder, number 25, Thomas Cano-Pizzel.
Pocono Timber Rattlers are 3 outs away from snatching their 11th win on the summer and improving to 11-9. First pitch to Thomas Cano-Pizzel is outside. Back on the mound is Michael Pachotti. In his initial inning, he allowed 2 hits on 9 pitches that he threw. That one's going to come inside, hit Cano-Pizzel right on the elbow pad, and boy, if there's any way to start off a 7-run inning, it's by getting a man on first.
Number 34, center fielder, Alex Bischoff.
Cano-Pizzel on first, Alex Bischoff now up at the plate. First pitch high for a ball number 1. Bischoff, a 140 hitter so far on the summer. Went 0 for 3 in game number 1. Still looking for his first hit here in game number 2. Walked in his first plate appearance. Lines this one right into the glove of Preston Warren, the new first baseman out there replacing Zach Smethers. Talking his talk. Making the snag, making the tag, and a quick 2 outs are on the board. One more to go here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. And Chris Salmon, our next batter up at the plate, talking to the catcher Jordan Santiago, saying, man, that is crazy. That was a crazy play. We couldn't agree more.
It's a good heads-up play by Warren, too. He just knows where the runner is. Instinctively turns around, tags him right away.
Preston Warren is trying to make sure that both these games go 2 hours or less. Got 6 minutes before that mark is hit. A 1:30 start time here, and it's 3:24 Eastern time. 1-0 count turns into a 2-0. Now that makes me think, now that I just said that, do you think there's anyone not in the Eastern time zone that might be currently tuning in? Possibly family that is on vacation somewhere else?
I would be surprised.
If you are, please leave a chat in the comments. We would love to know. Chris Salmon swinging at the third pitch for now a 2-1 count. I'm going to say the odds on that are maybe like plus 350, plus 400 on someone not in the Eastern time zone listening to Jersey Baseball Nation. Especially, I mean, no shade to the game we're currently watching, but a 7-0 ball game. Not sure we have too many viewers at all at this point.
Really love your kids or grandkids. If you're still tuned in.
You're saying that parents should not tune in anymore if their kid's game is getting out of hand?
If I were a parent, I'd be out.
So your kid has a couple of bats left, but you know his team is not going to win. You're just not tuning in anymore. You're just doing other things in a different time zone. Swinging a miss there from Salmon, putting away the game as we get sidetracked talking about if you're in a different time zone. Once again, if you are, please let us know in the comments before you tune off, because we're tuning off very soon here. The Pocono Timber Rattlers winning both here against the Generals in fairly convincing fashion, at least in game number 2 here. They had the come from behind 4-2 victory in game 1 and a dominant 7-0 victory here in game number 2. The Generals fall to 10-14-2 on the summer, while the Pocono Timber Rattlers are now 11-9 and have a chance to jump up to second in the North Division, depending on how our second doubleheader goes here today, where the Mercer Mammoths face off against the Quakertown Blazers. That doubleheader is set to start off at 4:30. Luke Lendler will be taking you through that one here on Jersey Baseball Nation. But Luke Anderson, before we head out of here, I think we got to take a look and figure out who our Toyota player of the game should be. There's some names out there. I mean, even Michael Pachotti, who just pitched the last 2 innings right there for the Pocono Timber Rattlers. 2 innings, he allowed 2 hits and 1 strikeout. Evan Schmeltz went 2 innings, allowed 2 walks and 1 strikeout. You have Yoder, who didn't allow a single run either. He's going to get the win on the day. You can also look at some other guys in the order, with Kaufman getting a hit. You have Olander with 2 doubles. So honestly, for me, I think it comes down to Michael Olander, who went 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and 1 RBI, or Chase Kilareski, who had 1 double but 2 RBIs, and on that 2 RBI double that he had.
And a walk.
And also had 2 hits and a walk as well and a run.
For
me, if I'm putting my vote in right now, I'm giving it to either Kilareski or Olander. I don't think any of the pitchers, they were so split up and so far apart, 3, 2, and 2. that I think it has to go to one of the hitters. So Olander or Kilareski, I'd give it to, and my personal pick would be Chase Kilareski.
I agree. I think I'm going to take Kilareski.
So you heard it here.
With the walk and the 2 RBIs, I think he just edges him a little bit.
Chase Kilareski with 2 RBIs, 2 hits here in game number 2, and 1 run and 1 walk in his 3 at-bats. Chase Kilareski is your Toyota Player of the Game for game number 2, and a true and honest Toyota Player of the Game, although our original Toyota Player of the Game did not even win game number 1. With Josh Willits, game number 2, it is a winning hitter, and it's Chase Kilareski. One more time, the Pocono Timber Rattlers now at 11-9, the Trenton Generals 10-14-2. As you can see, the Quakertown Blazers getting set to take their home dugout, facing off against the top-seeded Mercer Mammoths in the South Division. For Luke Anderson, this has been Ben Chowder. Tune in at 4:30 for Luke Lendler, taking it through the doubleheader number 2 here at Moody Park between the Mercer Mammoths and Quakertown Blazers. Until then, have a great day, folks.